Welcome to the continuation of excretion. So in this video, we're going to take a look at kidney failure and its treatment. When we get done, we're also going to take a look at excretion in plants. Then we'll be done. So what is kidney failure? Kidney failure is a condition where the kidney of a person are not operating normally. So any person whose kidney is not doing its job is said to have a kidney failure. So it may be caused by poisoning, accidents, infection, and at times drug abuse. So when a person has a kidney failure, there are two treatments that can be done. The first one is called kidney transplant. The second one is called dialysis machine. So let's take a look at each of these two treatments. So kidney transplant is just a surgical operation during which a normal kidney from another person called a donor is added to an individual called a recipient experiencing kidney failure. Just like we discussed on blood transfusion, two bloods, that is the blood of a donor and that of a recipient, must be compatible. So even for kidneys, the same is true. Okay. Otherwise, if the kidney of the donor and that of the recipient are not compatible, then this what is called tissue rejection is going to occur, which is very bad. So let's take a look at the person who has undergone this treatment. So as you can see here, this person has 3 kidneys. So the first or the original kidneys are this and this. So what happened here is this kidney is dead. It experienced kidney failure. So a new kidney from a donor was transplanted into this individual. Next, look at the dialysis machine, which is also called the kidney machine. So this is just a machine which does the job of a kidney. So what's the job of the kidney? To make sure that excess salt, excess water is filtered out of the human body, and sometimes excess glucose. Okay, so what happens is a tube is going to be inserted in someone's body to make sure that it taps into the patient's vein. So the blood from the vein is going to be pumped by the pump here into the machine. Then on the other side, this blood is going to be taken back by a tube into the same vein at another point. Okay, so how does this kidney machine do its job? So first, remember, the kidney makes sure that there is no excess water, excess salt, and of course glucose in the body. But the main ones, of course, are water and salts. Okay, so what it does is it has what is called the dialysis fluid. So this dialysis fluid has glucose and salt whose concentration is the same as that of the blood. So if this blood which is flowing in this tube called the dialysis tube has the same concentration as the dialysis fluid, it means there is no excess glucose or excess salt in this blood. But if there's excess salt, that excess salt is going to diffuse into the dialysis fluid, since the concentration is higher than the concentration here. So it's going to diffuse into the dialysis fluid where there is no concentration. So it's the reason why we learn diffusion is for applications like this. So that's how the dialysis machine works. So what features makes the dialysis machine do its job effectively? First, as you can see, it is long and coiled to increase the surface area of diffusion. 2, it is made of a thin permeable membrane so that it can allow some substances in the blood to pass through while preventing others from passing through, such as blood platelets, which are not supposed to pass. Even red blood cells, white blood cells, those ones are not supposed to pass into the dialysis fluid. So it only allows some smaller molecules such as salt and glucose to pass, not larger molecules. Second, the way the way this dialysis fluid flows, it flows actually. This is the third feature. The first one was the fact that it is thin and long. The second one is the fact that it is made of a thin permeable membrane. The third one is the fact that the dialysis fluid flows opposite as the blood. The dialysis fluid flows from bottom to top, while blood flows from top to bottom. So this makes sure that there is a constant diffusion gradient, so that the rate of diffusion can be the same throughout. So these are the features that the dialysis machine has. So blood flows and blood comes out. So I'm just going to summarize or to go through the features that I mentioned of a dialysis machine. So the first feature is the tube is long and coiled in order to increase the surface area for diffusion. The tube is also thin and selectively permeable, thus it allows small molecules such as glucose, urea, salts, and water to pass through, but prevents large ones such as blood platelets from doing so. Then this is another important point about the dialysis fluid, which I said that it is a solution of salt and glucose in water, and its concentration is equal to the normal concentration of blood, so that when there's excess concentration in the blood, that can diffuse out. Also, the flow of the dialysis fluid through the machine is opposite to the flow of the patient's blood through the dialysis tubing. This helps make diffusion faster by maintaining a constant diffusion gradient. So we're done with excretion in animals. We go to excretion in plants. So plants excrete a wide range of metabolic waste products. What we're going to do is we're going to take a look at some of the waste products and maybe the means in which they are excreted, but we won't go deep into the details. So these waste products are removed from plants through different parts of the plant, such as the leaves, flowers, the barks of stems, and roots. So the first example are called alkaloids, which are a group of substances that include morphine, quinine, and cocaine. So all these are examples of waste products that fall under the group called alkaloids. So alkaloids are nitrogen containing metabolic waste in plants. So an example of a part of a plant that has alkaloids is this. So this powdery the powdery part of this plant makes up the alkaloids that have been excreted. Next are called tannins, which are reddish and are usually deposited in the barks of trees. Example, so this is a bark that has been chopped and the tannins have been extracted. But normally, if not chopped like this one here, this color you see are the excretory products that constitute tannins. The other ones are called anthocyanins. So these wastes are red and blue in color and are deposited in the petals and are responsible for the red, blue, and purple colors of the petals. Of course, sometimes they can also be in fruits. So example of anthocyanins are these here. As you can see, onions, this color is because of the anthocyanins, grapes, and the likes. So the waste products are called anthocyanins. So when these fruits drop, or maybe they are eaten in the process, it means the plant has lost those excess metabolic waste. So they are removed from the plants when petals are shed off. So the next ones are oils, which are deposited in fruits and seeds and are not and are got rid of when the fruit or seed is dispersed from the plant. So if you see fruits like this oily substance are oils. So the oils are excretory metabolic waste. So you see a fruit with oils outside, they have been excreted. So if someone eats this or gets this fruit, it means the plant has gotten rid of the excess oil. We also have sugar compounds which are found in fruits, are also removed when the fruits fall from the plants. So when there is excess sugar from photosynthesis, a plant can store that sugar in fruits, meaning that when an animal eats that fruit, it means that sugar has been excreted, has been gotten rid of. Then we also have latex, which is a milk-like whitish liquid which is excreted by plants. So latex looks like this. So this is also an excretory product for plants. Then another one is resins, gums, and mucilages. So resins, gums, and mucilages. Gum, I'm sure you have an idea of what a gum is. Resins are these. So these are resins. Carbon dioxide is also another excretory product produced during respiration and released from the plant through the stomata in the leaves to the atmosphere. This one we know it well. Oxygen is also produced in photosynthesis and released from the plant through the stomata in the leaves to the atmosphere. Water may also be released from pores on the margins or tips of leaves in liquids in liquid form by a process called gradation. Remember gradation. So carbon dioxide, oxygen, and water, excess of these are removed. So this marks the end of excretion. Happy solving.